Hello, everybody. Good evening to you all. Welcome back to session 5 of Bride of Pendle. Maybe the finale, but we shall see. We're certainly ramping up towards the climax. But first, a little summary. So basically, after hearing the terrible news that Mary had gone missing, the pacing kind of slowed down a bit in that the investigators basically did a lot of investigating and snooping around Ellerdale Hall. But they did pretty well as far as they could tell. They nearly got into a bit of a scrape. Basically, after finding a way into not only Amelia's bedroom, but a secret way down to her study, there was some movement below them in a basement or basement type area, but they're not sure what was down there because they never explored that bit in the end. They managed to get out in the end after reading a few things, putting some of the pieces together and also nabbing a rather large, ancient-looking tome, which is screaming to be read. They retreated back to Mary's bedroom, where they kind of they took their steps, took a bit of time, and Tom also arrived. However, Tom unfortunately has his ring missing. So that's another potential missing thing on your list. But the good news, if it's good news, is that you're fairly certain that Amelia is definitely responsible for Mary's disappearance and that a lot of the evidence is pointing to her basically doing some rather terrible deeds with Tom and things like that from what you found. But yes, so we pick up where we left off. Tom has just come into Mary's bedroom where you all are. Before you kind of resume that, and I know that you were potentially contemplating whether to stay here for a little bit and maybe study the tome further, there was another handout that I forgot to give you, but I will do that now. Just for simplicity's sake, I'll say that you also found this sticking out of the big tome that you found. Another bit of loose paper. So I will pop this in the chat for you. It's in the same handwriting as Amelia's diary, so you presume that it must be belonging to her and that she wrote it. Sorry, my images are doing something weird. Hold on. Oh, it's gone into full photo mode. I just want to view the photo. Why can't I do that? Like, I just want to, there we go. Right, thank you. Okay. So this appears to be some sort of ingredients list, or at least that's what it says it is. But it says ingredients: bone marrow we'll collect, cloudberries, other flowers and mosses, quote unquote. NB, nota bene, must be important to Clafford, near to where she lies. Soft rush and gorse flower should suffice. Again, quotation marks, free-flowing water, NB, where Clafford appeared and trampled. Underground stream comes out nearby, lots of rain recently. And then must mature for a month in total darkness. Cannot delay in giving it to him, as effects can take longer than usual. Will have to be at prior dinner affair in G and D.
Yeah, looks like we got the recipe for the smelly thingy that was given to Tom at dinner.
I will allow Granville at this point to make me an Anglo-Saxon roll, and Charlotte, you can make me a Yiddish roll.
Yiddish, yeah.
Yes. As it's like I said, this piece of paper is further along in the book than where you found the memoirs sticking out.
Oh fuck me! Yes.
I got a hard pass.
Yeah, I'm spending 5 to make it a regular.
Okay, no worries. Let me just stop sharing that for a moment. Okay.
My dice have given me a glimmer of hope.
Indeed. Okay.
Little bastards.
Okay, so let's see. So, like I said previously, the book itself is handwritten in Anglo-Saxon. However, with your hard and regular passers, what I'll say with the regular Charlotte is you definitely think that this piece of paper has been almost put in like a bookmark, in that you think that, you know, the page it's next to in the book, there's a reason for that. And you definitely notice a specific word preparing in there, or you think it means preparing. Granville, whilst you kind of look through it a little bit, it's quite difficult to read the whole thing. However, with some time with your dictionary, I'm happy for you to get the whole thing if you're willing to spend a bit of time looking.
Yep.
Okay, so another handout.
Ooh.
Yay.
So this is a translation from the book itself. Again, where the piece of paper was put in. So it says, preparing an emulation draft. This potent draft creates a cosmic link between two humans, allowing the target who consumes the draft to be influenced by the other, both physically and mentally. Depending on how the spell is prepared, for example, reducing hair loss from someone with luscious locks or healing minor wounds from a healthy body. More major changes are also possible, such as subduing depression or curing heart disease, but this requires a much higher price from the donor. The draft should be prepared in complete darkness. Grind the donor's hair, tissue, or cartilage with a mixture of cloudberries and other flowers and mosses into a thick paste. It is recommended to pick an assortment the recipient regards as significant. Under the light of the moon, carry the mixture to a place able to receive free-flowing water. It is preferable that the water has traveled across land where the recipient has been before. Remain under the light of the moon, adding a splash of water to the paste with the accompanied chant once per hour until morning twilight. Let these two souls be bound as the roots of trees bind to the soul, joined yet apart, duality becoming one. Return the draft to a dark place to mature until the same moon phase comes around again. The caster will know the draft is ready by its midnight blue color and peaty odor, which of course sounds rather familiar. There's then another paragraph or section which says reversing the draft's effects. The effects of the draft can be reversed with the following cleansing remedy. However, its effects are more reliable the earlier into the immolation stage the target is. The cure must be prepared in sunlight with ingredients consisting of fresh human blood from a healthy individual and a mixture of local flowers ground into a paste. As with the emulation draft, it is recommended to choose an assortment the target regards as significant. At a location important to the target, add splashes of free-flowing water and vigorously swirl the mixture 8 times in an anti-clockwise direction, reciting the following. Tear these souls asunder as the trees shake off their leaves, one becoming duality once more, bound together no longer. I appreciate that was quite a lot of me reading out to you. So if you need me to read anything else, or
No.
Me.
Can you put it as a file for me to grab? So
yeah, of course.
And go.
See what's going on there.
Like how I'm saving that shit to my computer.
But yes, long story short, this definitely is talking about this dark, peaty, odored or smelling potion, whatever you want to call it, that was
So,
originally fed to Tom, but you know now that Mary has been forcefully given some. It seems to cause some sort of cosmic link or joining from the victim to something or somebody else. And whilst that sounds terrifying, fortunately, there does seem to be a way to reverse it. But you need to basically make it up with your own.
But we need to
Okay.
give it to Tom and Mary as soon as possible.
yeah.
Hopefully, just one of them should be able to break it, because you can't have a binding if both aren't bound. But
I do believe they are both linked with
Is-
this Lawford.
Yeah, you don't say
How
that.
How the hell do you pronounce it again?
Clifford,
Clafford, as far as my very limited
Clafford.
knowledge of Anglo-Saxon
Yeah.
is Clafford.
Clifford.
Clafford. Okay. Clafford. Okay. Yeah, if they are both singularly linked to this Clafford,
Alright, so.
we need to make
Yeah.
the potion
Break
for
them.
the both of them. I don't believe they actually linked together, given also what we found in the diary.
For
Amelia has been
reasons,
given the bones from which
for
she might have retrieved some bone marrow.
yeah, for reasons that I do not wish to go into at this point, whilst I am happy to aid in the finding of the other ingredients and in creating this healing draft, I cannot be the one that donates the blood.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
I can.
Well, we can both do that if it's necessary. It didn't say how much blood was required, did it?
Doesn't actually.
You don't think it's that much? Maybe technically like a few tablespoons worth sort of thing. It's not like, pints and pints.
Well, like an
You wouldn't have
armful.
to go into no. given everything else is quite small items like flowers and stuff that you put into a paste.
So, someone
Also
has to give up their.
fetching
Someone.
this. Yeah, sorry.
No, on you go.
No, go.
No. I was over.
Stop being so
Problem.
British, you two.
A healthy individual. I take it that myself and Charlotte are both healthy. I don't see anything in my bio that would suggest otherwise.
Well, you're certainly healthier than Granville, let's put it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I meant to say is that I am a little bit scared in the general way to collect the flowers, which is pretty close to a no place.
The
Oh,
no
yeah.
place, I like that.
I was also concerned in with Mary being sort of foreign, what were here would be significant to her as well. Significant to
I
Make me an idea roll.
You got to hope that this is a one-size-fits-all draft.
Yeah, I mean, what?
All of you can make the idea roll, by the way. You're all
Okay.
together, obviously.
Oh, okay, pass by 2. Excellent.
Yeah, it's an extreme.
Oh,
Excellent.
I do think, though, that the part of the being important to blah blah blah
I had an
has to be
extreme.
truthful.
2
Finally,
extreme. Oh,
Okay.
it's just me then.
your dice
So-
came around.
So Granville and Charlotte, it immediately comes to you, but it just so happens that with Tom there and you're kind of openly discussing, he sort of says, "Well, we it is a wedding. We got flowers prepared after all. We picked them, so I don't know if they'll entirely work, but they are important to Mary. We picked them out especially, and basically those of you with extremes, you remember seeing them on the tables last night,
Very good point.
chrysanthemums.
Yeah, missed that.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
okay.
they wouldn't have any significance for you so far, so it's not really a miss.
Let's go crush the bridal bouquet.
Well, yes, I think they're all collected in the church for the moment.
Yes, I think we should all leave together. I don't think we should split up just yet.
No, definitely not.
Mostly because if anything is going to happen, I want at least 3 bodies in front of me.
Very funny, Granville, very funny. But no, I don't want to be alone now at all.
No.
Until we find her.
No,
Yeah, we're not leaving you alone.
Slightly more
Even now,
importantly,
I'm scared shitless.
we're going to have to get you out of here without attracting attention. I would suggest using that passage we found.
Passage?
Yeah,
as in
There's
downstairs.
The
Yeah.
hidden passage in the manor.
Well, yes, great. That'll get me out of the house. But then what? I could try and walk back to Clitheroe, but it's away. Or maybe hide in Chatburn.
Look, it's very simple. We go to the church together. We'll get you to the church on time. Then we'll get the flowers. We'll create this elixir. Let us create several drafts if we can, as many as we can.
Well, who's going to give their blood? I mean, there's only so much blood in the body.
Well, we will do that between us.
The reason I suggest as many as we can, once we prepared one elixir, giving it to Tom is not going to be an issue. He's great at this. However, I'm worried about having only one other draft in case somehow we lose it or it breaks, we lose the contents, whatever. And then we have no chance to save Mary. If we have a couple of them left over, we have more of a chance.
I mean, that's very sensible. I just don't want people to, be bleeding out because of me.
Well, I don't think it's relying on excessive amounts of blood. It's just relying on.
Seem to be asking for
it's relying on
the
good
paste,
quality.
not a milkshake.
Yes.
So, I mean, we're talking about.
It's not exactly a cookbook, though, is it? It doesn't give any kind of measurements.
Giving this cure to Mary. We don't know where Mary is at the moment, do we?
Well, no, we don't know where she is.
And they do say as soon as possible, so we need to locate Mary as soon as.
Yeah. One other thing I'm thinking of. I mean, we can get the draft. We can give a draft to Tom quite quickly. I would suggest we possibly, as we're going to be back in the village anyway, in the church getting the flowers, we take a quick pit stop at the inn and we find some empty bottles. Give them a quick washout, but bottles with stoppers on them.
Okay.
Oh, like the Grolsch type of.
Yeah. Grolsch, or like the kind of grog.
Make sure they're empty, and then we can
Clay
fill
bottle.
the drafts and put
Yeah.
stoppers on so it's less chance of spillage.
Yeah, I was thinking though, if the bad draft stayed in in laudanum vial,
Yeah,
I do believe the same quantity is required to reverse the effect, and we
that
are
would make
full
sense.
of laudanum vials here
That
in
makes sense.
Amelia's room.
Yeah,
We might
that's
as well.
very true. Actually,
That is a good point.
that's very true. Yeah, we
it-
could nab a whole load of those right now.
Not that I'm trying to kind of guide you, but it does also say that the effects are more reliable the earlier into the emulation stage the target is. But I will leave that up to you as to how
Well,
much
that's
you
one
want
of the
to know.
reasons as well. I thought we should find Mary sooner rather than later as well, because she's going to be further on the path.
Well, try and get her
Till we find
first,
her.
and then go and do the draft. The problem is the draft
it's
has to
such
be
a
done
mess,
during
this.
the sun. Just has to be done during the day, and we're wasting daylight.
Discord guys.
Yeah, we could do the
Guys,
draft, I suppose,
but-
but then look.
But also, I know this sounds so awful. Of course, I want to get her back, but you know, we could go in and try and rescue her, but then it's only a matter of time before they know where she's going to be. You know, unless we hide her somewhere.
Yeah, once we get her, we need to deal with everything.
If we find her,
Anything got her.
we could hide her in the lime kiln.
The lime kiln.
It's
What
a
lime
place
kiln?
we were taken to a few hours ago. Actually, it's pretty
Oh,
sort of.
Well, that would explain why I could see a bit of. I mean, I didn't want to say at the time, but you know, the dust on your clothing.
Yeah, we've been out this morning on quite an adventure, but we haven't got time for that now.
Well, if you remember where this place is, then I suppose that's one suggestion.
It's a very out of the way place. I'm sure it'd be very hard to locate her if we were there.
why she?
Right, we need to make a decision. Are we going to try the draft, sort out the draft first, and then find Mary, or vice versa? If we go for Mary first, then we've got to hide her long enough for them to be safe the entire next day while we make the draft.
No. The draft must be made today, which is already
Yeah.
too late.
Yeah, because we can't wait for tomorrow. Yeah, of course, because they'll be further along the emulation process. I mean, I
Okay.
suppose we could get round that by making sure we give them plenty.
Yeah,
Which is,
fine.
you
Okay,
know-
let's. You go get the bouquet, or rather, any kind of flower ornaments from the church,
Yeah,
and I'll be fetching the bottles from the bar. And
Yeah.
Oh, we need free running water too, right? Where are we
there's
getting
that
it?
stream.
There is a stream, and whilst the ingredients list did mention something about it had been raining recently and there was, you know, water coming through, it sounds like this can't be now, of course, because it's been really dry. So yeah, the stream is probably your best bet unless you go further
Okay.
afield.
Okay, let's
Let's move.
stay this way. You get the
Before
flowers.
you
I'm
do
get-
that, though, and this is partially
No.
my fault for bombarding so much new information at you, but just to remind you, again, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but just to remind you, there was talk about you trying to retrieve the dagger at some point.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what we got to do as well.
I do believe we need to go down in the basement. I was thinking about it when you finished the summary, Jason. But to be perfectly honest, I don't give a. I don't care who's down there or what's down there. But I do believe we are missing out on potential good intel by not deciding willingly not to go there. I still have the shotgun.
I suppose there's always the possibility that Mary is down there, in which case we could kill two birds with one stone, get the dagger and have Mary as well. I'll rephrase that. Get the dagger and rescue Mary. Tom's the only one who's allowed to have her.
I'm right here, mate.
I'm trying to find levity, sir. This is hardly this is not exactly Friday night at the local club.
Well, are you absolutely certain that it's here? Because if it is, then I don't know if you know, but Sir Roderick gave me that ring. I know I haven't got it right now, but he gave it to me. And whilst I've not seen anything else, I know that he does like his valuable, historical collective items.
Where would they be housed?
Well, this is the problem. I don't know. I think he keeps it very under wraps. He has a very tight clique, I think, of people who he shares this knowledge with.
The fucking basement. People can
Right,
get in from the outside without being noticed.
We're wasting time. We need to make a decision on this because our friend and his bride is their lives are in peril, more and more in peril every second we delay.
But where actually are we now?
You are in Mary's bedroom.
Room. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So
or if we hit the cellar and then on the way out hit the church back to the inn to get the bottles and get the water and do the ceremony.
As we're going to be going through that bedroom again anyway, we may as well pick up some of the empty laudanum bottles just in case.
Sure.
Because we're going to be in that. We've got to pass through that room anyway.
Okie dokie.
It'll take us. Okay. It'll take us a few moments, just because we've got to go back there to get down that passage anyway.
Yeah.
So it's on road.
I don't believe it is necessary for us to split the party. So I suggest Tom stays in Mary's room, locked in, while we deal with the basement. Once we dealt with the basement, we can pick him up, catch the flowers, catch the bottles, and then head to the stream.
That's good.
Have him drinking the first portion of the draft, and then try and look for Mary, which, if she is in the basement, we are A-okay, but as much as I would love to, I don't believe she's in the basement.
No.
Tom doesn't look particularly convinced either. He says, well,
agree,
surely we would have heard her cry out for help by now, or something.
That really depends on how much down the basement goes.
Well, she could gagged or restrained in some way.
She could be unconscious.
Yeah, but we don't start talking about any bad possibility. Mary is fine. She will be fine. But now we have to look at the damned bloody basement. So please, Tom, be a good lad.
It's just reminding me.
The basement covered in blood.
She's not the pig farm, is she?
I believe she might be.
It's possible.
The no place.
One of the no place.
Well, one of them, yes. Technically, everywhere's a no place right now.
Yeah.
I was going to say no place is a very wide area.
Okay, so you are going to leave Tom and Mary's room, lock the door, and head back down, presumably the passageway down to the trapdoor.
Yes.
Okay. So he's a little reluctant to go along with the plan, given he just said he didn't want to be left on his own, but he'll do what you say anyway. He's not going to, dispute too much. When you get down to the basement hatch, you see that the chest that you blocked it with is still there. So first, I would like a stealth roll to see if you can move it quietly enough.
Okay.
Do you need it by some of us specifically, or anyone?
Well, if you're
Everyone.
all moving it together, then it's whoever has the lowest stealth. We might as well just have the one roll.
Yeah, I
Oh,
do have shit.
My stealth is 30.
Your stealth
Yeah,
is
I got
nice,
the base
amazing.
20.
Yeah, so do I. So it's either Giorgio rolls or me and my dice roll.
You've
Well,
been
yeah,
rolling
Or
good
Nikhil can
tonight.
lift it all by himself. No, it's too
Yeah.
late.
Considering what I just rolled, that would be preferable.
I didn't
That's
get what
you.
you said, Phil. I'm sorry.
What did you
Unless you
get?
can beat a 90, unless you can beat 96, then you crack on.
Oh, that kind of beating. I see.
Hold my coat. Are you trusting me with this, Giorgio?
I mean, you've been rolling well tonight.
That's very true.
As
That's
long as
very
you don't
true.
fumble, to me, it's a win.
I can roll under 96 is a fucking win at the moment.
What do you need luck for, Ronnie?
Everything.
To get the fuck out of here in one piece.
No, The suspense is killing me, Ronnie. How badly did you fail?
I'm just working out how much trouble I'm in.
We're in.
Is it a fumble? Is it over 96?
No,
Or 96 or more? No. Okay.
no, it's a
No
fail.
fumble.
Better than mine, then.
It's a fail, unless I spend 28 points of luck.
Entirely up to you.
Which is pretty much half. You know what? I'm going to do it.
I would.
Okay.
We've got nothing else at this stage.
Okay. Very well. So it takes a couple of attempts, but you do manage to haul it out of the way quietly enough. Put it over to one side, or you put it just inside the study kind of thing. And you open up the trapdoor with your key. I would now like, you're going to hate me for this, a group luck roll, please.
My luck is 24.
Minus 38.
Right. So
Ronnie's
the guy
is
who's
15.
the guy who now has 21.
Oh, it's not.
I mean, I do have the shotgun.
Yes.
So I'm
If you're going to shoot me, wait until after I've rolled.
If you're going to shoot his dice from Italy, that's a good shot.
the trapdoor has been booby trapped. We all are blown to pieces.
Just move on.
Of course.
Yes. Has anyone got a trap disarming kit? No, it's not DB, obviously. Okay.
Nope.
So, let me see. So you open up the trapdoor.
And a cannon blows my face off. Well, it was nice knowing you there.
And it's fairly dark down here. You have to kind of clamber down this. It's not really a ladder as crudely as that, but it is very kind of steep steps. So you sort of have to climb down like a ladder. And you realize quite quickly that it is a wine cellar of some sort, but it stretches a long way. You think maybe even the length of Amelia's study or beyond, kind of thing. It's very long. Lots of big barrels all along. There is a little bit of light, specifically about halfway down. But you think that you notice just for a second something like a figure move its way across that light. And you hear the sound of footsteps on the stone.
Can
I
we,
have
tell anything, can we tell anything about the figure? How big is it, or how light are the footsteps?
Human sized.
Metagaming a little bit, it's not relevant, the size. It's really not relevant.
No. It's
But
not a
either-
shoggoth, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. But
Is
either
it-
way, I'd like to go towards the light source. Where I
Is it
saw
Amelia or is it somebody else? Was what I think.
and to
I'm
metagame
going.
even more. Size always matters.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going
So-
to check on the shadows just to move really fast. past
Moving on
it.
quickly.
Okay, so
Yes.
anyone wanting to try and work out if it was Amelia or somebody else, make me a spot hidden roll.
Yeah, I'm willing, but I'm checking also out
Oh fuck!
for experience.
Oh, I found.
Yeah, it's a regular pass.
That's a pass.
Okay. So Granville and Charlotte, you don't think it's her, mainly because the clothes they're wearing are much more fitted. In fact, you're fairly sure that you saw quite short hair or short head of hair.
That could be more trouble than couldn't it? So
They don't appear to have heard you, but they are sort of not pacing all the way up and down, but they're kind of loitering, you think, for that reason.
Yeah, I'm going.
he's not
this-
got any weapons.
At this point, Jason, I am pulling. I'm now drawing my blade from my cane.
Oh,
Okay.
you've got a sword cat. Oh, put him in front.
Why do you think when we were wandering around everywhere, I made a point of saying I'm taking my cane? What's it for?
Okay, so
execution? It's okay.
are all of you wanting to go towards this light source, or was it more just Charlotte going on ahead, did you say?
Yeah, I'm going. If they
Yeah.
are willing to come, of course I'm not stopping them.
It looks like we're following Charlotte. She's off.
Okie dokie. Charlotte, then, give me a stealth roll. However, given the low light, you can have a bonus die.
Yeah, because I'm shit.
Good, I need it.
Yeah, that was a 94. Now
Good
for
God,
the
that's a
bonus
fail.
die. That's a
I
24. So I'm spending 4 luck.
I'm spending
Yes,
5
very
luck.
good, very good.
Are we
Okay,
all
so
doing stealth?
luckily... Beg pardon?
Are we all doing stealths?
No, just Charlotte.
Just
For
Charlotte.
just Charlotte to do it.
Oh, sorry.
So, luckily, it seems like they're heading the other way. And interestingly, as you sneak along, you notice that this person seems to be ascending up another exit. And you hear the sound of another trapdoor opening, and they step out. There's a little bit more light that bleeds in, and you can just about see that it was actually the butler who you spoke to earlier, Granville. But they take their leave and close the door. When you get to the light source, again, it's about halfway down, you notice that there's a bit of a gap between two large barrels, whether beer and wine, whatever. But you get the very familiar scent of peat. And you notice quite a large bottle of this very dark midnight blue hue. And you think that maybe this is where this potion has been maturing, given how dark it is down here.
Ooh.
Fuck all. How big is the bottle?
You think it's maybe a few pints worth? Like she's got a good stash worth.
Perhaps we should take that and just smash it outside as we leave.
Yeah, I was planning on taking it and flushing it down the toilet or
I was
down
just
the
going to lob
drain.
it,
The
over
tree.
lob it against the gravestones as we walk through the churchyard.
Oh, well, that's just rude.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not too big to carry, I'll take it.
Sort of like this kind of thing. Well, you
Okay,
can't
so
really
I give
hide it
it
under
to-
your shirt, but you can carry it, no problem.
Are there any drains down the floor here?
Yes, there would be, I think, because it's a cellar, so yes, I'll say there's one in the
Okay.
corner.
Okay, then fuck the liquid down the drain.
Down it goes. Okay. As you pour it out, the smell of the peat gets really quite strong, and it's very kind of pungent. You have to turn away a little bit. Can you give me a Constitution roll, please?
Oh, fuck me.
Oh.
Constitution. Yeah, it's a pass.
That's
Okie dokie.
I love this dice.
that's a hard pass.
Seriously.
Okay.
Why I'm not using them more often?
So you turn away quickly enough, maybe put your hand in your elbow, that kind of thing. But yeah, the contents all goes down the drain. So that's a good thing, I guess. However, do you move through a bit to maybe search further?
Yes,
Yes,
also
well,
because I
we're
want
here.
to see where the butler got out.
Mm.
And what the
Okay.
fuck was he doing down here?
Okay. So you head further up and you reach the next or the trapdoor on the other side. One thing though that occurs to you is there's been certainly no sign of Mary down here, no sign of any kind of struggle, spots of blood or anything like that. Nothing. No dagger either.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really planning on finding Mary down here as I
Yeah,
as
I
I
know,
told
but I'm
you
just
so.
confirming. She's
So
definitely not
yeah,
here.
I'm feeling at ease knowing that she wasn't hiding in plain sight, so that we couldn't have found her earlier. But then again, I'm sorry about the dagger. I really thought it was here. I really want to see where the other trapdoor goes, just to pay a visit to the butler.
Trapdoor went up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've got
That's
a
another thing as well, that there's no kind of trapdoor or passageway downwards or anything like that.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that's going to go up into the kitchen or the larder. Is my assumption.
I'm wondering what the butler's involvement in this is.
Yeah, that's why I'm want to get out of the trapdoor.
I can't see how he's not. I mean, how the fuck did he not notice this big bottle of blue?
I mean, it was really hidden in an alcove. As long as he comes here to fetch a bottle of wine every now and then.
I said it earlier, as in last session, and I'll say it again. Nothing happens in these places that downstairs staff don't know about.
Okay, so I'll be shooting down his face.
I'm just wondering how much he's involved. I mean,
whether he's primarily involved or tertiary, he might know where Mary is, or at least have a clue.
I sent it.
Yeah, okay, why don't we ask him then? And then I'm going to the other trapdoor.
Sounds good to me.
that's not as Mary under the trapdoor.
Unless?
The one we blocked last session.
No, that's the one we came down.
Yeah,
That's
we
when you
blocked
came
the
down.
That was when
one
we came down.
came
Sorry.
from.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, I'm going down the other, up the other.
Mm.
Sorry.
Up the other. Yeah, it's definitely upwards.
Yeah,
Mhm.
up the other.
I mean, if
Yeah,
you want
let's
to
do
come,
it.
you're more than welcome. But I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hungry.
Listen rolls, please.
Oh, listen.
Mhm. I'll be listening. Almost 1/3 of what I'm
Oh.
able to.
Well, that's a fail.
That's very an extreme. I love this fucking dice.
Holy moly.
I got a
Yeah.
hard pass.
Wow. Okay.
I mean,
My dice are behaving.
So,
That's what it continues.
yeah.
Granville
I
and
mean,
Charlotte.
yeah. Sorry.
Well, Charlotte, since you're in the lead, you put your hand on the trap door just before you're about to open it. You definitely catch the sound of various voices in conversation, discussion. You hear kind of movement around the place, the sound of things like cooking going on and so on nearby. But with your hards and extremes, you definitely hear the sound of the butler,
Mhm.
and it sounds like he's talking to at least one other person about the three of you. And with your extreme, Granville, you actually hear specific snippets in that.
No, I got a hard, not an extreme.
I got
Oh,
an
sorry, I beg
extreme.
your pardon. Charlotte got the extreme, didn't she? Yeah.
Charlotte was extreme.
Charlotte, you specifically hear him say that he was sure that they have taken things from the study and that they're lurking around near the basement somewhere.
I didn't get what you said because your
Yeah,
voice
your
spaced out a
audio
little bit.
went a bit
Oh.
there.
He says specifically that he's sure that you took some things from the from the study, from Amelia's study, and that you've been lurking around the basement, and that you need to be found, like ASAP. Well, obviously, he doesn't use the word
no.
ASAP because it's the 20s, but yes.
They're being owl. They need to be found ASAP. Yeah.
That changes
Time
it.
for an surprise entrance. And for a little bit of intimidation, enforced by a cocked shotgun. And ask them to let us know everything they know, otherwise we blow their kneecaps.
Okay, so you burst out of the trapdoor with your shotgun, or do you make the point of like cocking it in front of them?
Yes. Even though
Okay.
it's already cocked, I don't give a shit. I'm just.
Okay.
It doesn't make a noise, but I mean, they don't care. I don't either.
Okay. The butler is talking to a couple of police officers. It just happens. The butler instinctively puts his hands up, but he's sort of calm and collected, whereas there are some cooks a little bit further in who have heard the noise and they poke their heads round and then they sort of panic. The officers look at you, startled, and say, "What are you doing? What's the meaning of this? Put that thing down."
Yeah, sorry.
It's a misogynistic society's worst nightmare. It's a woman with a gun.
Oh no. Oh fuck.
And the butler approaches you, sees that the other two of you are also kind of next in line down there, and says, "Oh, so my assumptions were correct."
Yeah, one with a sword in his hand.
Oh, we've got plenty of that in this house. Don't worry, we can take you on, no problem if needs be. Why don't you just hand them over?
Is the butler talking?
That's the butler. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, we got lost and a bit panicked in these passages. It's very dark and a bit smelly. And we panicked. We didn't mean to startle anybody.
Also, we
Apologies.
are actually helping the police enforcement. I'm sure that you would have let them know about the basement, the cellar you got down there, right?
Question from a keeper perspective: what have you done
Yes.
with the big book?
We're not up yet, so we didn't actually specify.
Yeah. I do
Well,
believe
we'll
that.
assume it's with us.
Yeah, I mean it's of ifs and buts. But if I'm thinking about going in a place where someone might be hidden by some evil guy, I wouldn't bring a fucking tome
No,
with me.
we
But I
yeah,
don't know what about
we
you
didn't.
guys.
It was quite a
didn't
book, wasn't it? I don't think
specify
we lugging it around.
No.
Yeah, I think I would have left him with Tom, to be
Yeah, that would have
completely
been.
honest. But then again, I almost didn't get my hands on the book, so that's what I would have done. But I need hands to hold
Yeah,
the
I'm happy with
shotguns.
that.
Okay.
Okay, then in that case, I would like a
this
fast
a-
talk roll from
Is
somebody.
this a woman in your kitchen, or is she just pleased to see you?
Shut up.
A fast talk, you said.
Yes.
Let me see how much do I have. Yeah, mine is shit.
I have Microsoft Edge managed to answer.
That's,
me.
oh yeah, mine's crap as well.
Mine's terrible.
Yeah, you don't really roll.
Can I not charm these buggers?
How would you charm them?
Gentlemen, it's merely a misunderstanding. I mean, we were wandering around. It was very dark. We're like everyone else. We're searching for Mary. We saw the trapdoor. We thought, you know what? Maybe, just maybe. And we thought we would give it the good old college try. We saw a strange figure in the darkness as we were down there. We became quite apprehensive. I mean, we're all on edge. We're all very, very upset at the moment. I mean, my friend is absolutely terrified. His bride to be is missing. We're all very upset at the moment. So we burst up. I mean, we heard noises and burst up, and obviously there's been a huge misunderstanding. I'm sure you can, and I'm putting the blade back in the cane as I'm doing this.
Okay.
I mean, you can fully understand that why we would jump to the wrong conclusion. I mean, it's everyone. We're all our emotions are very frayed at the moment, and obviously some people are more emotional than others.
I am going to be nice to you. You can have a charm roll with a bonus die since you're by far the richest person in the room, or at least very adjacent to the room.
Charm with a bonus.
Charm with a bonus die, yes.
Thank fuck I'm getting a bonus die. Yes, pass.
Okay. I was about to scream. I'm telling you, I was about to scream. If you fail
So
that.
they
They
let you come
very,
up,
very, very, very close to a hard pass.
and the police officers say, "Well, the Mr. Ainscoe goes down there a lot, and he couldn't find her. Anyway, that was one of the first places he looked."
Well, we didn't know that, did we? And to be fair, Mr. Ainscote, when he's in shadow, is quite an imposing figure. You are quite an imposing figure, I must admit.
Thank you, sir.
I can see why the ladies like you.
He blushes slightly. But the point is that we still don't know where she is. Have you got any clue at all?
No, we're as in the dark as you. We're thinking of widening our search. There are so many paths and offshoots between here and the village. We're thinking of heading back towards the village, but perhaps searching some of these
Yeah.
pathways and hill walks and so on to see if we can pick up a trail somewhere.
The officers nod, and they say they'll inform the sergeant because they don't kind of verbalize it, but it's quite clear that Mary is not in the house anywhere, so it makes sense to widen the search. As they go off, the butler lingers for a little longer, and feel free to make me psychology rolls.
I'm psychologing the fuck out of him. No, fuck me. I'm spending
That's a
4
miss.
points to make it a lock, to make it a pass.
Okay,
I don't have that much luck.
no worries.
I
So-
don't have that much psychology.
So Charlotte, you know that he obviously didn't answer your question. For one thing, he tried to, misdirect, change the subject a bit in terms of the fact he knew, there was a basement and what was down there and things like that. But yeah, you confirm from his quite tense-looking body language, even though he's trying to keep calm and collected, that he knew damn well that big bottle of blue was down there, and yeah, you think he was maybe trying to keep it safe.
Okay. Are the policemen gone now?
Yeah, they've gone round to the drawing room where the sergeant still is.
Okay, so it is really cocky what I'm about to say, but as I'm walking out of the room, I want to linger a little bit and whisper to his ear that the bottle is gone. I know where he lives, and I know where he works. So if he does know anything about Emily, he'd better tell me now before things get nasty. And
Ooh.
I nudge him a little bit with the shotgun while I'm saying it.
Oh,
Intimidate roll with a bonus die.
with a shotgun.
Well, yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's a regular pass.
So he's a little shaken up, but he keeps calm. And he says to you, I don't live in the house, madam, if that's what you're suggesting.
Still, you work here, so I know where to find you most of the time.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I know as little about this as you do. I just have my duties, and one of them is the wine cellar. I'm a butler, of course.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, I was about to say something really, really Italian, but I'm not going to because I'm a woman police constable.
With Jewish heritage, who doesn't know Italian?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the plan? The police are, as you can imagine, going to start spreading a bit further afield to search parties. Tom is still locked in Mary's room upstairs.
Yeah, we're going to fetch him as we promised him we would.
Yeah,
Get the
we'll go.
flowers, get the butter, the butter. What the fuck? The bottles, and then go to the stream in order to make a first batch of ocean or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh fuck me, but the dagger.
Yeah.
The
The dagger's just going to have to go onto the to-do list. We need to get this draft. That's a priority.
Yeah, we
Mary,
might as well
Mary
ask
and the
Tom.
draft.
Oh no, yeah, Tom doesn't know shit.
We need to give it to. Yeah, we need to get the potion made.
Yeah.
And give it to them as soon as possible. It's because the longer it goes on, the worse it gets. So we need to do it as soon as we can.
So we need
We're
to
gonna
make
find a dagger.
we need to make as much of it as possible.
I mean, dagger could be in the church. Even.
Dagger could be anywhere. Dagger could already be in the hands of Emily.
Why the church though?
It could be anywhere. I mean, the church and the manor house have been probably two of the oldest buildings in the whole village.
Oh, it just got back to me that the vicar was screaming about something missing.
Yeah,
True.
we weren't there at the time, but yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
I mean, on our rooms in the inn, there wasn't any sort of weaponry hanging on the walls as decorations.
Keeper,
Check.
the keeper looking smug at our consternation is never a good look.
No, it's just exciting how you're thinking so much about this, but no.
Right.
It's just thinking so much about pointless.
Right, we need to go. We go the front way, like up the stairs and everything. You know, properly.
Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah, you're right about the church. Actually, it was shouting. I think. Yeah, that could be important.
Well, we're going there anyway, so we can always give the vicar. We can always question the vicar a bit more. I mean, my God, we got a WPC with a shotgun. That's got to have some influence.
Mm-hmm.
The vicar doesn't really deserve it, to be completely honest. I mean, the butler was a fucker, so yeah. I'm not feeling guilty about this. But poor vicar, I mean, he's been possessed.
Mm.
I mean, he's the one to be cuddled and cherished and not intimidated with a shotgun to his face. As far as I'm concerned. Then if you got anything against him, I'm willing to lend you the shotgun to intimidate the shit out of him.
I don't have anything against him.
But
I just remember my Shakespeare. You can show mercy after the taste of much correction. Henry V.
Right. So, upon retrieving Tom from upstairs, presumably you're heading to the church via the kind of garden gate, are you?
Yeah, the garden connection. Yeah.
Okay. And as you start gathering the chrysanthemums that are indeed in the church and begin to get the rest of the ingredients together, let's take a short break.
Okay.
all right,
Hey.
see you in 5.
Bye.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Well, it's going about as well as I expected.
Mm-hmm.
You've got us absolutely stressing to the nines, which, you know, well done.
Yes, I've noticed for the past 2 sessions at least, at the end of every session, there's a massive exhale, which means I'm doing my job.
Yes. So keep saying there are certain standards. If you're doing a comedy scenario, the main intent is always to make them laugh. If you're doing a action adventure, the main intent is to thrill and excite and get everyone sort of going, hey! But in a horror game, it's to make the players feel utterly intense,
Mm-hmm.
to induce tension
Mm-hmm.
at every opportunity.
Yeah, it's a real mystery to me at the moment as well because I've got so many different ideas floating around. It's
Yes, there are a lot. But you're also rolling really well where it's kind of required, so you're getting a lot of the stuff. That's one reason why I wanted to do the luck, replenish luck every session, because it encourages you to do more and you discover more. And
I'm actually going to change
just
dice
play
because
all
my crap.
Yeah.
I'm
Feel
back.
free. Welcome back. Welcome back. My lips are very hot.
I've got to put this back in the right way around. New dice required.
Okie dokie. So, just a quick question. Are you planning to do anything while you're at the church, or is it literally just a quick get the flowers, get the other ingredients in and out kind of thing?
Are we going to talk to the vicar while we're here?
Well, it's only going to take one of us to grab the flowers at least. So I think we could have a quick scatter out for the dagger if we're here. The other two. It doesn't take much to grab a couple of bouquets of flowers, is it?
I can get them.
Yeah, I do believe maybe it's for the best if you, Nikhil, speak with the vicar. Since you patched him up yesterday night, you got a little bit into confidence with him.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't believe we are actually really able to go anywhere inside of the church, like in the I don't know I don't know the translation. Just a sec.
Well, we should be able to get into the main hall of the church. If the vicar's not there, it'll be in the rectory.
There is also a room upstairs, Nikhil. That's why you were hearing him rummaging around and panicking.
Yeah, the vestry is a little side room just off the main
Yeah, I
hall.
don't believe we are able to get there.
Well, it's a small church. It's not like a cathedral kind of thing.
More importantly, if the only thing barring us is like a locked door, we have shotgun Charlotte in control.
Well, yes.
Yeah, they'll bring the police running.
Yeah. Also, the police is right next door, and the church is full of people, and the vicar. So I'm not really able to lockpick or shatter anything to pieces.
Okay, so basically, just to remind you, when you first went there this morning or this afternoon, there were a few people there kind of dotting around, including the vicar. Now, what seems to be happening is there are a few more people here, you think maybe just getting away a bit from the atmosphere in the house. But there are also a couple of officers here who are also interviewing.
Mhm.
The vicar, however, is not present. Certainly in the main area of the church. The way it's laid out is there is this main part where the congregation will all sit. There is like a little chapel which does have a couple of seating areas in there, but again, he's not there either. There is a spiral staircase that goes up to, I think, the organ loft and a few seats up there, maybe for like a little choir or something. And there's also some sort of room at the top, which again was where Nikhil heard him the last time.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was the bell tower or something. He was in sort of the organ loft, was he? Okay.
No. He was definitely at the top. It's not a full bell tower, but it's the top of the the steeple is and stuff. Again, this isn't Notre Dame or some ginormous cathedral we've got going on here.
Yeah, I do believe that since we are here, we might as well have a word with the vicar and maybe look for him upstairs.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that. If you want to grab the flowers, we can.
I'll get the various flower displays and so on. And
Okay, so Charlotte's got the shotgun and Granville's got the sword cane.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Someone picked up a riding crop as well, didn't they?
I picked up a couple
Okay.
because well, the reason I picked up a couple was for more than one person to have. So if there was 3 in there, I'm picking 3. I'd pick 3, one for each of us.
I do have the damage for that, by the way, but I can give it to you later.
I assumed it was like strength only, or just like strength G2 or something.
Sort of, not quite, but yeah, roughly. So, you head on up the stairs. No sign of him in the organ loft, but then you weren't really expecting him to be there. But you do hear the sound of kind of sighing, maybe a little tearful coming from the top room.
a bit of sobbing going on, is there?
Well, not full on sobbing, but definitely sort of melancholy sighing going on. And it does sound like the vicar to you, Nikhil.
Further up then. I think we should push forward, Granville. Oh, sorry, no, Charlotte's from me.
Yeah, I'm coming with you.
Okay, so we'll
Do
push
you
on
head
the
straight in?
stairs.
Do you knock on the door?
No, I don't think we'll push straight in, I think surprise is on our side, I think.
Okay. So you head on in, and just from a quick glance around in front of you, you can see that it's still a bit messy in here. But yeah, he's been sitting down at his desk, and he jumps as you come straight in, and then sees that Charlotte's got this shotgun, brandishing the shotgun, and he says, "Oh, what's going on? Why have you got that gun, Miss Patterson?"
Yeah, that's my bad. I grew confident with brandishing it. So yeah, again, I'm sorry. That was not meant for you, and I tried and envelope it in my jacket.
I was going to say I've not done anything. I mean, well, I guess I have, but not. Oh,
You care to expand on that?
well, okay. You know how last night you were sticking around, Mr. Pandya, and you heard me rummaging up here, and you asked me what was wrong, and I said, "Oh, I've got something missing."
Mhm.
Well, it was a large book, but not anything Christian. Quite, dare I say, pagan in nature.
Obviously, of historical interest.
Beg pardon?
Obviously, of historical interest, rather than religious.
Yes, completely historical interest only. But you can tell he's it's blatantly for other purposes. And I'm not sure who's taken it, but I think it must have been linked to Sir Roderick because he's the only one with another key to this office and to the church, besides myself. And given all what's happened, and going on, what happened to me, and now that Miss Osagawa is missing, and all the strange things, I'm sure that this book has gotten into the wrong hands, and it's causing all this, or at least has some part to play. And
Oh.
I should have kept it safer. It's all my
And what do you
fault.
understand this book to be?
Well, I can't really read much of it. I think it was in Old English. I did manage to borrow a dictionary from Sir Roderick to decipher a little bit. I didn't read too much of it, though. It was really quite disturbing, but maybe you understand as and he looks more at you for this, Nikhil, rather than Charlotte, but maybe you understand as someone who has quite specific interests. It's one of those where you can't help but read more of it, enticing you.
I understand where you're coming from. Yes, that can be.
You haven't seen this book, have you? It's sort of this thick. It looks like it's been burnt a bit. Very, very old. Red tinge
I'm afraid we haven't, but we'll keep an eye out for it. Obviously, we're looking for Mary primarily.
Does this match the description of the book we retrieved from the study? Okay.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure.
Nikhil's just completely lying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, straight up lying.
Oh, yes,
If
Mary, yes.
we find it, we'll obviously let you know.
Well, you're right in that looking for Mary is obviously far more important, but I do think that whoever's behind her disappearance must have this book or has read it or used it or something. I mean, you probably think I'm start raving mad, but I'm not saying that I believe in magic or anything like that. I'm a God-fearing man after all, but that there were descriptions in there that really seemed to me like magical spells, and whoever has got their hands on this book, I'm sure believes in them. At least it has some sort of what would you call it? An association with the unnatural things that's been going on.
Okay. I say we will try and help you, and if you find it, there's nothing else associated with the book you had, is there? Nothing you've seen or nothing the book mentioned?
I mean, I uncovered. Well, I didn't uncover it. It was really sort of given to me by Sir Roderick. It just so happened he'd uncovered a whole load of things under this church. There was a big load of renovations that happened about 10 years ago, and that was one of the things that they found. Sir Roderick, he wanted to take the items and assess them with experts, I guess, but he wasn't really sure what to do with the book, and he suggested I hang on to it, and he wasn't sure what it was, couldn't read it, so I was happy to keep a hold of it. And
did you see what the other items were? Just normal sort of like everyday bric-a-brac, like pipes.
Well, there was a few things like that, and some things were very old. Could even go back to Norse. It's not Norse, Norman times. So it's very difficult to tell really what they were. But there were a couple of yes, they were old, but there were a couple of weapons, I think, that were found, like a pistol, one of those flintlock pistols, with the big sort of balls in there, and I think there was a dagger as well.
Oh.
Maybe a bit of jewelry as well, ring or something.
Probably not a lot of use now, I suppose. But okay.
Well, no,
if we see
I
anything,
mean,
if we see anything like it, we'll let you know.
well, yes, but obviously, don't go out of your way. Like, it's far more important that we find Mary. And
Oh, of course, that is our primary mission at the moment.
well, I suppose I should stop hiding up here and maybe go and speak to the officers or keep them happy. I've already given them a statement, really, but I shouldn't really be up here, should I? It's not very vicary of me.
Well, understanding it's a lot to take in. Okay. Well, we'll mention to Sir Roderick if we see him.
At that point,
if he knows what the books to look, if he knows what the book looks like, he might have seen it around.
At that point, he actually kind of clasps your shoulders a bit, Nikhil, and looks you direct in the eye and says, "Just know that what I did last night, that was not my fault."
I'm sure it wasn't, Vicar. I mean, that did seem to be quite extraordinary. I don't think it was. I don't think it was your fault at all.
Well, thank you.
It was something else, something unknown at this point.
Well, I just hoped you wouldn't assume that, given I've been reading, funny paganistic books, that I'd be able to do such things of my own accord. But it wasn't. It was something. It's something else that, whether I was deliberately targeted or if it was luck, I don't know. But that was not me. I didn't mean to do that at all.
No,
Burn
no.
him now.
Well,
I mean, actually,
obviously,
the
a man
general.
in your position, Vicar, messing around with such pagan things does come at a bit of a cost.
Well, yes, I know, but I'd hope that I could trust the two of you to keep that,
Oh,
under wraps, especially with my congregation. I don't want them to know, but to be honest, whilst this is a wonderful, incredibly beautiful place to live and very picturesque with wonderful people under my wing, it does get a bit stale singing the same hymns over and over again.
understandable. Yes, if something interesting passes in front of you, then obviously you're going to look. Yes. I say, if we find it, we will let you know.
All right. Well, thank you. I'm going to head back downstairs, and I'm going to speak more to the officers, and maybe I should tell them about this book as well.
Yeah, I just have another question. Yeah.
Of course, Miss
I don't-
Patterson.
Jason, I don't believe you said it, but if you said, please tell me that I'm a
Yeah.
dumbass. I should listen more closely. But what was about the dagger and the ring? Because Sir Roderick gave him the book
Mm-hmm.
to look. But what about the dagger and the ring and the flintstone gun, whatever that was?
Well, yeah, the flintlock pistol. So that
Flintlock
was the gun. Yeah. So as far as the vicar is aware, those two items were, of course, uncovered, and they were taken off by Sir Roderick to be assessed further as to things like their value and historical significance, that kind of stuff. And the ring as well.
So Roderick had the knife and the ring, and he's passed the ring to Tom. So he had the knife still. So it's still probably up at the house.
Also, Phil, actually, witches were not burnt in in the 1600s in the UK. They were hanged.
Oh, okay.
Weirdly, there were two different types of people that were burnt back then at the stake or whatever, and they were male heretics and female convicts, but not witches. They were all
That's quite
hanged.
strange. That's quite two separate groups. There's
Yes, it's very, very specific.
nothing
and
to do
weird.
each other at all.
No.
Reading a pagan book and all this stuff and could be heresy.
Yes, but also it's not the medieval period, young man.
Oh, okay.
Tell that to some of the organizations.
Charlotte, you've been very quiet. What do you make of all this?
Yeah, that doesn't add up. Because if the draft had to rest for a month, why was the book missing just last night?
Oh,
If they needed the recipe, they would have needed access way before than yesterday night.
unless there was another spell needed last night and needed the book back.
Or
Because how long did the potion take to mature?
A month.
a month.
So
A whole
to be
moon
fair,
cycle.
You don't know exactly how long the book was missing for. You just know that that was when he found out that it was
He
missing.
found out.
True, it's found out it was missing, yeah. So it had to be someone that knew he had the book.
Yes,
Which limits it to Sir Rodney or
Sir Roderick.
Sir Roderick,
Rodney.
or sorry. And can't think of her name now. Is it Eloise? Not Eloise.
Amelia.
Amelia.
There is no Emily.
No, Emily.
No.
Yeah, I mean, we should go back and have a talk with Sir Roderick, who hates my guts. So I'm not really the one to talk to him.
It's going to be one or two or both of them, I think. Or the other or both.
Well, since you last spoke to him, he only mildly dislikes your guts.
Yeah, but I mean, it would be preferable if to talk to him was someone with neutral sentiment.
Are you sort of helping me out with my business a bit? I could probably have maybe a bit of a chat and
I do genuinely believe that Sir Roderick is doing everything in his power to protect Tom. But then again, is not willing to talk to me, also because he misinterpreted what I asked him about the ring.
I don't know. I mean, he found the artifacts. He kept the ring that Tom was given.
He might as well kept the dagger, knowing full well what it was needed for.
He's kept the dagger, and he's known where the book was if he needed it.
Well, to be fair, he might not have translated the book. So, not knowing what really was into it.
He's the one with the Anglo-Saxon dictionary as well. If he needed
Yeah,
to
but
translate
if
the book,
he gave it to the priest as soon as it was found. Oh yeah, but he did have the key to the study.
So he could have gone and got it, couldn't he?
Oh fuck.
Told you. We'll just take off and we nuke the entire site from orbit. Let's find Mary, get the draft, get the fuck
Call
out,
for an
call an
airstrike.
airstrike, and just
Okay, so just to throw all cards on the table. So we know what we need to reverse the the potion that was given to both Mary and Tom.
Yeah. We've got to
We
start
know-
that fairly soon, otherwise we're missing daylight, like Granville said earlier. We've got to start that fairly soon.
Yes. We do know what the dagger is for, because allegedly it was used to kill this witch in the first place. So we need that. And we also do know about the farm being an holy ground for these ancient ways that the diary tells, as well as somewhere to enter the mountain, but we don't know where the entrance is. Is that correct?
No, we don't know.
We don't know unless it is from the farm, but I don't believe it is.
Do we know in this sort of mythology if witches can be male and female?
Yeah, the diary man, sorry, the diary explains about a way to get rid of the patriarchy. So I don't believe there are males involved. That would have been kind of dumb. We get rid of all men and the power they have, but we need a man to help us to it.
Well, you don't know maybe if it's that brazen, but it certainly seems to say that there isn't that hierarchy in there, in that if there are men and women, then they are of completely equal standing, rather than, the superiority that
So we
men,
don't know.
as you
that-
know, have in this day and age. I mean, they do now, but
So we
even more
don't
so
know.
back
It
then.
could be one or other or both.
Okay, so we got the flowers because Granville got them.
Yep. Yep.
I'm going to the bar and fetch the bottles and have them cleaned.
Mhm.
I'm getting 2 bottles with stops on them, as Granville suggested.
Yep.
In the
Yep.
meantime, you might have a word with Sir Roderick, explaining the situation a little bit, because he knows something is wrong and is being actively trying to protect both Tom and Mary. And after that, we stick to our plan, so we meet at the river and have the first batch made. If you are all on board with this plan.
Yeah, I think we could probably talk to Sir Roderick. can't we?
I would suggest if we're going to talk to Sir Roderick, you get him the hell away from everyone else. Try and get him in a quiet spot. The less ears on that conversation, the better. Because right now, the only persons we absolutely know we can definitely trust completely are Tom, Mary, and more than likely Sir Roderick. Other than that, we don't know
Maka?
I wouldn't say Sir Roderick is out of the frame yet.
Yeah, it is outer than the butler, for that matter.
Yeah.
The
So
butler
then
did
Jesse
it.
with the butler.
Excellent.
Yeah, so again,
had
I'll
to
go
happen
and
sooner
get
or
the
later.
bottles while you talk to Sir Roderick, and hopefully he will tell you where the dagger is.
Right. If you are getting the bottles, do you want me to keep the flowers, or do you want the flowers so that you can go to the stream and start making up these drafts?
Yeah, I can certainly try.
If we're gonna,
I don't know how much blood I need to draw out of myself. But then
Well,
again,
there's that. There
8
is that.
times. Okay. I assume I took notes about what I have to chant while steering
Yeah.
this. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to say, oh, you forgot this bit or whatever. That's really horrible.
Yeah, our mates of blood weren't quoted though, were they? So
I beg your pardon.
the
It's
amount
an
of
ancient
blood.
book. Of course, there weren't proper measurements in there.
Yeah, but as soon as we are told we need a paste, I mean, I
Yes.
kind of do know how much do I need. Not to make a blood soup with flowers in it.
Well, the paste consists of the flowers,
And the blood.
more to the point, and
Yeah.
then you put the blood in, and then there's some fresh flowing water, and then you swirl it, and you can't swirl a
Okay.
paste.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm also asking for a straw at the bar, or anything to steer anything in a bottle. because
Okay, yeah, they gave you a spoon, like a long spoon.
As
Yeah.
long as it fits.
You also notice that whilst you're at the bar, that there are some hops that are decorating the beams above you,
Hops.
as in the plant that they put in beer.
Yeah, okay. I'll try and get some, assuming they are not for ornament made by the bar owners, but they're still from the ceremony the day before.
They are most likely actual bar decorations rather than wedding decorations.
Okay, so no, I leave them be there.
Okie dokie. No worries.
There would be local hops if they don't grow hops in Scotland, I think, do they?
We're not in Scotland.
Oh, okay.
We're in Lancashire. I don't have nearly enough knowledge to write about a Scottish place at the moment.
I mean, they don't grow hops up that far north, do they?
Oh God, I've not done that much research on it. That's a very good point, actually. I don't know.
I would love to help and assist, but my knowledge of the brewing of anything beyond tea is a bit beyond me.
Yes, well, moving on. So as you get everything that you need, Charlotte, and you head down to the stream at the bottom of the hill, we turn to the other two as you presumably do head on up back to the hall to retrieve Sir Roderick. Where do you plan on taking him?
Study.
Yeah, good move. Study.
To what, Amelia's study?
Well, any study. Does he got a study or even a library or somewhere, anywhere like that? Anywhere quiet.
Of course I have my own study and a library. Of course I do.
We need a quiet word.
Very well, if you must. I believe the police are done with me.
Yes, it's a very disturbing time, isn't it? The police have a lot of questions. I'm sorry if we inflict more upon you, but obviously we are concerned about Tom and Mary.
Yes, well, if it's questions, then the police has everything they need, at least as far as I can give them.
Yes,
but I believe you're not here for more conventional questioning, are you?
Well, no. For conventional questions,
Mr. Ainscoe told me that you were snooping around a little more than perhaps you were meant to, but I can let that slide if you have something important to say.
Thank you.
And yes, he does take you to his study. As you come into the study, actually, you're well out of the way. For one thing, you're upstairs as well, but you're also on the east wing now. The two of you can make me spot hidden rolls as you enter.
Okay, that is a 25. So I'm going to spend 4 to make that pass, unless he does.
Yeah, spend the 4.
That's a pass.
Okay,
Just
Nikhil, with your keen sense of vision, you notice, or you can't help but notice, there's a desk sort of in that direction next to a window, and you can't help but notice that there is a single candle just in the middle of the desk.
Right in the middle of the desk, on like what would be the writing table.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's very strange. Oh, do you not have enough light, Sir Roderick? Perhaps we could open the curtains a little bit more and let some more light in for you.
I mean, the curtains are open, and he looks quite confused by your remark. What are you talking
the
about?
candle.
It's the middle of the day.
The candle is the middle of the day. You have a candle burning.
Oh no, it's not burning. It's just that
Oh,
as in the candle is there, kind of thing.
how big is the desk?
That specific desk is fairly modest, and there's 2 chairs, kind of tucked into it. He has a larger desk, further up the room.
And at the risk of pedantry, how big is the candle?
It's a regular sized candle, but it does match the color of Amelia's candle in her study.
Yes, I think what my companion is rather pointing out is the position of the candle seems somewhat odd to be so symmetrically centered on the desk. It would make letter writing and so on rather difficult.
I was correct in that you were definitely not planning to ask me conventional questions. You were here to question my taste in decor, I see.
What can I say?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's just something just happened to pop up.
You can make me a persuade roll if you wanted to try and open up to you.
Yeah.
Or you can by all means just leave this bit of the conversation.
The persuade. I don't think I'm great at persuade, mind. It's worth a shot.
No, don't just try and charm the bugger. At least I've got a chance.
Nope, nowhere near it. Me.
I mean, I'll give it a go, but that was an extreme. I just rolled 1.
That's not an extreme. That's a critical.
Yeah,
Was that in persuade? Sorry.
Yeah, I've only got 10 in persuade. I rolled 0, 0, 1.
Yes, that is a critical.
That's disgusting. Okay. So good it's disgusting.
Yes. Okay.
Believe me, I am going to savor every moment of it.
Oh, that's very cool info about the hops. Thank you, Phil. I'll read that in a minute. Yes. Okay. So you get the impression that, given your status, you get the impression that Nikhil obviously knows about this candle, and that's the way he's kind of bringing it out. But because of your status, you must know more about the significance of it, and maybe it's the way that you're questioning him and things. But he kind of breaks down a little bit, and he sits down in a chair, and he says, "Okay, look. Yes, it isn't a funny place. Absolutely, it is meant to be like that. It's a way that I communicate with Clayhouse Farm. I can see that you're very concerned about Mary, and you were concerned about Tom as well. I noticed last night, as you should have been. And all I want to do is protect them and protect everyone. I just wanted the wedding to go as well and as smoothly as it could, with certain malpractices going on away from here as much as possible. That was what I told them to do, but it
Well-
seems like they are treading onto my turf.
Well, we'll get to that in a moment. With regards to protecting Tom, we did notice that he was not wearing a certain ring.
Oh, and he looks genuinely concerned by that. But he
believe
always
you-
wears that ring.
You believe you gave him the ring?
Yes, I did. When he was in London, I believe you were, well, at least one of you was a fellow alumni with him. Yes, I gave him that ring. I'm,
He's
to be
under the-
honest,
He's under the impression that it was pilfered during the evening, during the night as he slept.
well, yes, he's, well, as far as I knew, he did cherish that ring quite a lot. It's a very old ring, but I don't know why specifically I gave it to him, but he's grown to be almost like a
A good luck charm.
son. No, a son that I never had. I could never have a son. My wife never gave me a son, and then she died, unfortunately. And
I am sorry for your
given
loss.
his sheer interest in politics, we got we met. We got talking, and when I learned that he was going to marry after that, I felt compelled to help with that. Give him the best bloody day of his life, frankly.
Well, that's a lovely sentiment. Talking with the vicar, he mentioned that you have a small collection of historical bric-a-brac and so on.
Found under the church.
Beg your pardon, bric-a-brac? It is absolutely not bric-a-brac, sir.
I
It
am
is
merely
quite valuable.
merely paraphrasing the vicar's words.
Hmm. Well, I suppose he wouldn't really know, but no, it is quite valuable. I don't just tell anybody about it, though, and I certainly don't show it to anybody.
Well, he brought it up recently because he was quite upset that a book you'd given him has apparently gone missing.
Right.
There has been a spate of purloining during the evening. We cannot help but wonder if this ring and book were stolen during the same wrath of thievery.
Have any of the items you discovered at the same time gone missing?
Oh, you're talking about the renovations.
Yes, you found a book,
The church
and
renovations.
a ring, and several other items, and two of those items have gone missing quite recently. So we're just wondering if anything else.
Not that I know of. No.
He did
But
make
worth
mention.
checking.
Yes, the vicar did make mention that amongst the bric-a-brac, he did actually mention that you had a small selection of Norman weaponry and so on.
Well, the Norman items they were more mundane, and they were quite difficult to not only restore but some of them make out. There was a few Anglo-Saxon, I believe, items that I found.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
no. These aren't as ancient as that. Absolutely not. No. These are well, they're not exactly new either. But I believe that the dagger that you speak of and the pistol, they were from Jacobean times, 1600s.
Those I would be very interested in seeing.
Can you give me a credit rating?
Especially
Yeah. My credit rating is fucking rich.
I know. So make me a roll and succeed already.
Well, I succeeded.
Okay.
Just to give just out of character, just to the other players, just to give you the sense of it. My credit rating is 90.
Yep.
I rolled 87. So I got in there. I got in there just. I'll fucking take it.
Yeah.
No comment, mate. No comment.
Yes, indeed. No comment.
You did it anyway. That's the main thing.
We did it.
He hesitates for a moment, but then he says, "Ah, yes, I believe somebody mentioned to me last night that you quite enjoy, or you did enjoy studying ancient anthropology yourself, did you not? And history."
Yes, I do. I
Yeah.
still well, I can't claim to be as fervent an academic as I once was, but I still like to dabble. I still find aspects of history to be somewhat fascinating. Um,
Well,
obviously, I mean, I would very much would consider. I mean, to see these items and to see them properly displayed in a museum or even here in a proper display, I mean, obviously, that would require some sort of financing. I may be able to help with that.
Or even maybe a photographic catalogue of such items.
Oh, that right there, right. My man with the camera.
I would very much profess that you do not take pictures. The flash may damage the veneer. However, I will allow you to have a look. This obviously lies in your past interests, Mr. Russell. Granville, shall I
Yes.
call you?
Oh, of Granville, of course. We're not on
Very
ceremony here.
well. I imagine that perusing the items may lighten the mood a little, at least for a few moments. So please
Yes.
follow me. And he takes you back downstairs, and you enter a trophy room, which I believe you were thinking about at one point having a look in.
We can't. Well, we assumed that a large mansion would have such a room. We get sidetracked with other things.
Mm-hmm. And basically the stuff that's in here, it's valuable, but it's mainly a trophy room. You notice that there are a few awards that Amelia apparently has won for her equestrian talents. There's a few other sort of shooting things like awards and stuff. There's like there's a let's see what would be on the wall, like a deer head kind of thing. But he goes over to a tall cabinet, and you see him kind of put his hand underneath, and you hear a click. And he then, with huge amounts of ease, just gently pulls this cabinet, and it moves to one side. And there's this hidden room. So it definitely seems like it's a clique hobby, this. But you honestly can't believe your eyes when you go in, Granville, in particular, because the first thing you notice, which appears to be a centerpiece, you see a mostly intact helmet that you think is from Anglo-Saxon times, in that it has the kind of the Sutton Hoo,
Yeah.
visor over it. And you see that the plaque beneath it reads Anglo-Saxon helmet circa 7th century, uncovered from the Pendle Hill peat bogs in 1905. You also there's a lot of detail in there. As you're looking around, feel free to give me either a history or anthropology roll, whichever you prefer.
You know what? I'm going to spend 4 luck.
Ooh, lots of luck being spent. Okay.
Well, for weeks you guys have been on at me for not using any luck. I just thought I'd make up for it. I spent 4 luck to make that hard pass.
Or hard pass, okay. Yeah, so you instantly spot the headpiece decoration sort of on this bit here, kind of square between the eyes, which is a golden boar. And you know that there are various cultures, including the Anglo-Saxons, where boars were a symbol of both ferocity and fertility. They were often worn in battle, both on the helms and also on the standards, for example. But yeah, you think that that's definitely the most valuable item in the room. But there are a few other, again, sort of more mundane items from potentially around that period. Combs, for example, a couple of bracelets and things like that. And they're also fairly well preserved. And you think that they are also from peat bogs, given how well preserved they are, because, around here there couldn't be any other way that they would be this intact. As you're looking around, Nikhil, I'll say that you can see that there's a few logbooks stacked up on this small desk, and you see that one of them is marked as discoveries during St. Lawrence Church renovations 1910.
Okay, church renovations.
Your sound went in and out again.
Okay, church renovations.
I went in and out again. Oh, right, apologies. So it reads Discoveries during St. Lawrence Church renovations, 1910.
Okay, that's the book we're looking for. While Granville's talking to Sir Roderick, I'll maybe just open it up and just flip through a few pages so I can see.
Okie dokie. You can give me, Nikhil, an English or spot hidden roll. Whichever one's the best.
That is a 2. Extreme.
When it needs to happen. When it needs to happen, it's happening.
Amazing. Okay. So, here comes a handout.
Ooh, handout.
Yes. So
no
almost
goes unpunished.
In fact, I'll say, immediately you kind of open it, and it just happens to turn to this page. Because there's quite a lot of pages, all handwritten. It seems to be some sort of logbook that details different items that have been found in these renovations, and there apparently are quite a few. But this page kind of opens up, and interestingly, whilst it is handwritten completely, there is other handwriting present on this. So I will share my screen. So the main handwriting you assume to be in Sir Roderick's hand or somebody else's, but the writing written in blue looks very familiar. So there's a few things on here from May 1910. The first entry is very old book with charred sleeve, although pages are undamaged. Written in multiple hands and seems to go back hundreds of years. Will require translation of the earlier pages before making a full appraisal. Must consult with vicar for any biblical significance. And the annotation has this big question mark over, pages are undamaged, but there's a charred sleeve. And he must still have it, ... The next entry is flintlock, pistol, and dagger, very deteriorated from age and exposure. looks to be circa 17th century. Jacobean, question mark. Paying for restoration will cost a small fortune. And then a strange silver ring hidden with the above items, but from initial examination looks to be much older. Decorations are pre-Christian knots and depictions of beasts, very well preserved and must have proved very valuable to the wearer. Will require some restoration, however, speak with Archibald Jewelers. And again, in annotations, Tom's ring, question mark, question mark. This next item is marked as sold. Cross and pendant, large, hidden deeper down, so better preserved than weapons. Most ostentations for everyday wear, but maybe appealing to most ostentatious for everyday wear, but maybe appealing to collectors. And then finally, brittle papers from circa 17th century, although kept in a wooden box, so maybe some worth left. List of names with King James I's royal seal. Other sheet is contemporary, but mere ramblings of a madman. Written in Jacob Kilner's hand. Surname is familiar, but cannot place exactly from where. Annotation reads, but it's all true.
Where do we recognise the blue handwriting from then?
You recognise it from Amelia's diary and ingredients list.
Amelia has seen this.
Also, Kilner is the last name of the hunter, right?
Yeah.
That's his full name, yes.
Yeah, it's full
So-
name. Okay.
So judging from this, do you think that the first entry could be about the big tome that you found? There's obviously
Yes.
the pistol and dagger that it talks about, the ring that it talks about. Cross and pendant, again, has been sold. That explains why you've not heard head or tail of it. And then with these papers, you're not sure about these lists of names with the seal on it, but the ramblings of a madman sounds a little bit like the the handwritten portion that Jacob Kilner wrote about the Battle of Pendle Hill.
Yeah,
List of
but
names.
they are contemporary to the other items.
Yeah.
Not as in nowadays.
Yes, correct. Yeah. They're all as in contemporary to there rather than contemporary now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit list.
Hit list. What do you mean?
List of names under a royal seal could be these are the names.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm.
These names are due to die. Their names are pricked.
Or they may be a little bit of a reconstruction of the genealogical tree that we found in the study.
That's possible.
As far as names are involved, we don't know.
Also, Nikhil, next to this desk, you see a chest.
Okay. How big? Sort of like a travelling chest or like a small, like...
It's roughly about the size of a traveling chest, but you don't think it's meant for travel, more for storage.
Right, okay. Is Granville still keeping Sir Roderick occupied?
I'll say that he is.
I'll just maybe try and lift it and have a look inside.
Okie dokie.
Surreptitiously.
You carefully open it, and immediately as the light bleeds inside, you see a glint of silver, and you see the dagger, plus a few other items in there. And we're going to end the session there.
So close yet so far.
Yaith.
Yeah, I mean that I underestimated grandly how much left to uncover we had.
Chicken outfit.
I
Well,
assume
look,
we were
there's-
almost there when we found a shitload of stuff.
There,
Still.
there's a lot of stuff that you can uncover. But also, I've made the effort to make sure that even if you don't uncover every single thing, you will get the gist of what happens. You know, there's multiple angles. Like, for example, there's some stuff in that ledger that you already knew. You know, there's stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but you are being very thorough, which is great. So,
I'll try to. Yeah, that's interesting. It seems Amelia is the one, though, doesn't it?
the one.
Yeah, I do believe she's the
one we need to shoot,
beach passion zero.
decapitate, and whilst it may be historically inaccurate regarding the burning of witches, I think we should bow to historical inaccuracy with her and you know, burn her.
Start piling
Yeah.
wood outside now.
I was
Wow,
fine with
you know
making the
better than the rest of them.
Well, I mean, obviously, she might not be responsible. It might not be her fault. Obviously, she might have been taken over by this witch from the past. I mean, we need to know if she's been up on the hill, perhaps. And
Yeah, but as the diary goes, she's having an active role in looking after the bones and going there and doing this.
she might
So-
have a choice now. That's the only thing. How ruthless are we going to be with it?
Yeah, I do believe we have loads of elements pointing at the guiltiness of Amelia.
Yeah.
We just need to assess how proactive she was rather than subject to some sort of influence. But we don't have that many hints in this second regard.
I think, to be honest, I think to use a tortured analogy, but I'll use it anyway. I think we have all the puzzle pieces now. We just need to put
To
them
fit them
together.
properly.
Put them together and get the right picture. I was hoping that dagger would have been in a far better condition.
Well, I was hoping I could grab the dagger while we keep him busy. I'll try and pocket the dagger out of the chest now. Well, when we come back, obviously.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Well, I can keep him busy. I can sweet talk that guy for all intents, you know, just by offering him.
I suppose those comments she's made in the book is not her. Is her doing her planning and not her uncovering a plot, as it were.
No, I think she's looked and she's putting the pieces together herself.
Yes, but to what end? Is she uncovering the plot, or is she guilty of the plot?
Yes.
Yeah, so you were still guessing, Jason.
I know. I've had these on. Well, that's good. Okay. Well, let's leave it there tonight, and
great,
I
thank you.
guess we will wrap up next week.
So that I got more time to
Session
write.
6. Yes. All right. See you next week,
All right.
everybody.
Bye.
See ya. Good night, y'all. Bye bye.
Bye.